The community of Our Lady of Mount Carmel has thrived over the years from many large traditional events that continue to this day.
Mount Carmel has many events that maintain our presence here for the Italians, beginning with the dedication of and the love of St. Joseph's.
Every spring, the Feast of St. Joseph is celebrated at Our Lady of Mount Carmel. The event at the church began as an extension of an annual event held by longtime parishioners Mary and Al Rottola.
Yeah, they were visiting me in St. Louis at the time, and it happened to be the Feast of St. Joseph. And we went to, I remember Pauline and Tom Galliano's home in St. Louis, and they said, before we have dinner, we're going to celebrate, have a prayer service in honor of St. Joseph. They had the statue of St. Joseph there with some bread around it, which they offered, which we ate afterwards.
Well, when she started in her house, it was just her and my dad and my aunts and uncles and some of their friends. And they would put on this big elaborate dinner. She had the beautiful table set up, and she had this little statue of St. Joseph on the table, and Father Carboni, she asked him to come up and bless the table. He said, Mary, this is really a beautiful thing you're doing. He says, next year, I'll bring you a statue. Well, the next year, he brought her the big statue of St. Joseph.
And then because of the great numbers coming to that celebration, Father Joe Carbone encouraged the movement from the home of Mary Rottola to the church here at Mount Carmel.
Once the church took over, it blossomed into a gigantic thing.
It's an event that helps the poor and homeless. We sell cookies and bread.
Everything is homemade.
Everything is homemade. We make it right here. And we collect this money and we give it to agencies that help the poor.
In the life of the parish, it's one of the big events that take place every year.
The celebration of the Feast of Our Lady of Mount Carmel is highlighted by a procession through the neighborhood, honoring the Blessed Mother.
Well, a procession, again, goes back to the Italian understanding of how they venerate the saints. Our relationship with that saint would be the Blessed Mother, the Mother of Jesus, under the title of Our Lady of Mount Carmel. And a procession means honoring them. The joy of the occasion, the joy of the bazaar, the joy of people coming together. So they celebrated that in praise of Mary, the Mother of Jesus, but in a way of community, in a way of their culture, in a way of celebrating their togetherness as an Italian community as they march through the neighborhood.
Well, a procession is just it's an incredible thing, and I've walked in it, ever since I was a little kid.
After the benediction, all of the men's club walk out into the street with that statue, and we go down Navajo all the way to 34th, up to Osage, and all the way down to 37th and back around, and we pray the rosary, and it's just part of our heritage, and we're so proud of that.
We figured that Our Lady did a lot for us, so in respect, we should carry her on our shoulders because she deserves that.
Every July, the church celebrates the feast day of Our Lady of Mount Carmel with a community gathering like none other. Since the early days of the church's founding, the annual bazaar celebrates the feast day with games, food, music, and camaraderie. Over a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the church and community celebrate with Italian sausage sandwiches, pizza frites, and games of chance that serve as a major fundraiser for the church.
Well, I'll tell you what, the sausage sandwich, I remember my mom going, hey, we're going down to the bazaar and get a sausage sandwich. Well, you got to have dessert. So the pizza frites were the dessert, you'd have a little fried bread and a little sugar on them, and that's frankly how we grow up too.
We have about, 14 ladies that come, and we roll meatballs all day long, like on a Tuesday, and then we make the sauce, Mary and I, on a Wednesday.
People who have moved out of state plan this, and they come back for this feast because it's so meaningful. It's a mixture of those people, the people from the neighborhood who are just coming in and enjoying it and having a great time.
Plus, what's even more is what they get to win on the spinning wheels. Once they see the food that they can win, makes it even more attractive. Walk around afterwards and it's like a trophy. We won a Capicola or we won a provolone.
But I remember I probably could have bought a deli for as many times as I tried to win a capicola or a salami or a piece of cheese. So you'd sit there and it was about winning that. But you always knew where your money was going. And it was going to a good cause, which was our church.
These events, along with new gatherings held each year, strengthen the bonds of the parish to its Italian heritage and energize new ways to connect to the entire community.